On behalf of VMworld, I'd like to welcome you to today's webcast, What's New in NAKIVO Backup and Replication, award-winning data protection solution at an SMB-friendly price, presented by Anton Shlepchuk of NAKIVO. Thank you for participating in today's webcast and for your continued support in the global VMworld program. Before we begin, I have a few quick housekeeping items to go over. First, today's webcast will be recorded and available for on-demand. You will receive a follow-up email with the on-demand link from today's webcast, so be looking out for that. Second, a Q&A session will follow today's presentation. All questions need to be entered in the question window near the bottom of your GoToWebinar screen. Third, there will be a short online evaluation that pops up as you exit the webcast. Please make sure to take a minute and let us know what you thought of today's session and what you might like to see going forward. One lucky attendee from today's webcast will win a $100 Amazon gift card. NAKIVO will email the winner directly following the webcast today, so good luck. All right, let's get started. I would like to introduce you to today's presenter, Anton Shlepchuk, Director of Sales at NAKIVO. Anton, I'll turn things over to you.
Hello, and thank you for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Thank you for your time. Thank you for attending this webinar. And we will start immediately. So hopefully everyone can see the screen. And I will just proceed into the webinar right away. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Anton. I'm the Director of Sales at NAKIVO. I have been with NAKIVO for almost 8 years, so I know everything about the company and about the software, and I will deliver this knowledge to you today. So just a couple of sentences about our company in general. For those that have never heard about NAKIVO, we have been on the market since 2012. We have over 11,000 paid customers around the globe, and our customers come from all industries, sizes, and geographies. Our largest customers vary from just 5,000 to 7,000 VMs across multiple sites. And of course, every year our company is showing double-digit growth. We have been growing very fast. At some point, it was 100% year over year. Right now, it's approximately 65% year over year growth. And you can see some of the customers that use our software on this screen. We are proud to have US Army, US Navy, and US Department of State as the users of our software, because this proves the high quality of our solution. Such customers, they never choose bad products. Also, we have universities like Maryland University, Johns Hopkins University, the Arizona University, and others. Many schools, colleges use our software because it's affordable and at the same time it's very feature rich. And you can also see Fujifilm, Radisson, Coca-Cola, and other globally known customers of ours. Verifone is the one we are very proud of as well, because we have been able to replace one of the industry leading products at this account, and they have fully switched to NAKIVO. Now they are using the software across 60 separate sites worldwide. NAKIVO was awarded as the best of VMworld 2018. We also went to VMworld 2019 just recently. We met a lot of our customers. All of them had to say something positive to us, very happy about using our software. So I will structure this presentation in the form of frequently asked questions, something we hear from new users that we meet every day. So the first question we get asked is, do I need a powerful Windows server to run NAKIVO? And in the answer, there is the first differentiator of NAKIVO from other products on the market. So NAKIVO can be installed on multiple platforms. You can deploy the software on Linux server, can be both physical and virtual, and you can also install the software on a Windows server. Can be Windows physical, a virtual server as well. The software can also run as the virtual appliance, so as a VMware VA or a Nutanix VA, and it can also run in the AWS EC2 instance, so in the cloud. So you have at least 4 different platforms, 4 different places where you can run our software, and this footprint is very small. It requires just 2 core CPU and 4 GB of RAM. So you will not have to maintain a powerful server just to run the product. It's very lightweight, has a very small footprint. A popular question is, do you have a physical backup appliance? And it's yes and no. So NAKIVO is just a software. NAKIVO Backup and Replication, software only. We can protect VMware, Hyper-V, physical servers, Nutanix, and AWS servers. But if you deploy the software on top of one of the NAS devices we support, and you can install NAKIVO on Netgear, QNAP, Synology, ASUS Store, WDNAS, Raspberry Pi, and even the FreeNAS, you can create this so-called hyper-converged backup appliance, which will be all-in-one. So it's a storage, it's a backup appliance, it's a deduplication appliance, and it's super fast and super affordable, because you can take this small QNAP or Synology box out of the office at any time. They're usually very tiny, and you don't have to run a separate server for NAKIVO, because NAKIVO will live inside this NAS device, for example on QNAP, and it will use this QNAP for storing the backups. You will get amazing performance, because when NAKIVO is living inside the QNAP box, it can avoid CIFS and NFS protocols for writing the backups too. So it's going to write the data directly into the QNAP storage, which will allow you to achieve some amazing performance. This is why all customers that have QNAP, Synology, and all of those other listed devices, they usually pick NAKIVO as their backup product, because it's fully integrated with their NAS device. So you can build a backup appliance in just a few clicks if you go on the application market of one of those devices and just download NAKIVO as the native application. It takes about 5 minutes to get this done, and you can start running your first backup. Popular question coming from our prospects: can this only do backup? So no, our software is really all-in-one. We can protect all of the hypervisors out there, all of the platforms. We have a lot of data protection features: backup, backup copy, replication. I'm going to list them all right now. So first of all, NAKIVO can do a backup of your Windows servers, VMware or Hyper-V VMs, AWS instances. So if you run any AWS EC2 VMs or instances, as they call them, you can fully protect them with NAKIVO. And it's not just a snapshot management like most of the other products do. It's a full backup with recovery options. We also protect Nutanix HV. So native Nutanix VMs can be backed up with NAKIVO. All backups are forever incremental, and we have the application aware mode as well, so you can back up Exchange, SQL, Active Directory, Oracle, and other live applications. The next feature we have in the data protection field is the backup copy job. So backup copy is sort of archiving. Once you have performed your backup, you can then archive it elsewhere. And this elsewhere can be anywhere. Can be Amazon or Azure clouds, can be another site of yours, can be just another storage which is located next to your primary storage. So anywhere you want. Most of the clients, they prefer having 3 or 4 copies of their backups nowadays. So you can achieve this with backup copy job. You can seamlessly copy your backups to multiple destinations. Now let's talk about DR, as this is another big part of NAKIVO disaster recovery. NAKIVO has replication, so you can replicate your VMs from one host to another. So if your primary host goes down, you can always power on the DR side and keep working with your virtual machines. But if you have thousands of VMs and you have replicated them all out, it's really time consuming to go to each one of them and switch them on manually. For this purpose, we have a full site recovery orchestration. This feature deserves to be a separate product, and there are products on the market that do just this, just site recovery. Well, in NAKIVO, this is one of the features included in the software, and this is one of our biggest differentiators as well. We have full site recovery orchestration. This allows you to create an automated workflow which consists of multiple steps that you pre-create, and NAKIVO will fulfill your plan if you have a disaster. It can do automatic failover, failback, and many other things that you can pre-program in this site recovery job. I will be showing this later in the actual demo of the software, because at the end of this webinar we will have a demo. The performance and the speed of the backups is important, and we often get asked, how fast will the jobs run? Simple question, but very important to all of us. Well, our performance is amazing due to a couple of reasons. First of all, NAKIVO can run on Linux, and usually the Linux version of the software, it's the fastest one. Also, we are very lightweight, so the software itself doesn't require many resources. As you know, the heavier the software is, the slower it turns out to be usually. So with NAKIVO, this is not the case. The backups are lightning fast. They are forever incremental. And this means that after the first backup, the second backup will always transfer the changes only, changes that have happened on the source VM. We also have another type of backup repository. It's called incremental with full backup, which means that you can run a full backup, then 5 days of incrementals, and then again a full backup. So you can really program this. You can tweak this feature, and you can have as many days of incrementals and as many days of full backups as you want. We also enhance the speed of the backups by the acceleration. So if you transfer some, if you send the backups over the wide area network, we have a technology which will compress those backups while they're being transferred, so less data is being transferred through the link, and your backup will run faster due to this. So this is called network acceleration, or mostly known as compression. You can also use the hot add, the VMware technology, or the direct SAN access to make LAN-free data transfer and really speed up your backups. Another question I get asked is, do I have to purchase a powerful storage for my backups? And of course, no, because by default, NAKIVO can do deduplication itself. So we provide very powerful software-based deduplication. The big advantage and the differentiator from other products on the market is that we do global deduplication, which means that it happens across the entire backup repository. Some of our competitors, they do job-based deduplication only. Ours is global, so across all of the jobs in the same backup repository. And this means that you will get at least 60% deduplication and compression space savings in NAKIVO. It's very amazing, and if you try it, most of the customers are very happy just with the deduplication. This is one of the reasons they switched to NAKIVO, deduplication, great space savings. You can use any storage for this. Truly, we support all type of devices out there. But if you already own, or if you're looking to purchase a deduplication appliance, we support all of them. So you can use Data Domain, we support DDBoost, you can use the HydroStore or the Quantum DXI or any other HP deduplication appliance. NAKIVO is able to efficiently write data into the deduplication appliances using special algorithms so that the data is written in the proper way and the appliance itself can perform the best possible deduplication of this data. It takes some optimization, and our team has worked with those providers to make sure the software is fully optimized for this. And as I mentioned, we fully support the DDBoost from EMC. So to make your backup smaller, NAKIVO also has the automated exclusion of the swap data. The swap files, the page file.sys can grow very large. NAKIVO is able to remove this file automatically. We can also truncate SQL and Exchange logs, which in large environments tend to grow and become very large as well. Okay, now it's time for first Q&A session. I will check if you have posted any questions already. If no, please go ahead and post them. I have a question. The first question here: can I back up Linux physical servers? Great question, because I was going to mention later in this webinar that NAKIVO version 9.1 will have the backup of physical Linux servers supported, and Linux physical servers and as well as Windows physical servers are available in 9.1. The 9.1 is in beta right now, in the beta stage. It's in the closed beta. In a couple of days, it will be released to the public. So anyone who would like to back up the Linux physical servers will be able to do this by downloading the 9.1 beta of NAKIVO from the website. And the GA version of that edition should happen in about a month from now. The question is, can you back up legacy Windows 2003 servers? And the answer to this question is, I believe no, we cannot back up the old versions, but I will have to go back and double check, and I might have to follow up with you later on this question, because there are certain cases when we can. Okay, I have lots of questions, so let me start reading them one by one. Can I do file level restores from a VM server? Yes, and this will be explained further in details during this presentation, but you can recover a file or an object from your VM backup. You mentioned global dedupe, so do you have your own deduplication engine? Yes, we have software-based deduplication that NAKIVO does on its own. So no matter where you do the backups to any storage, we will be able to deduplicate the backups using our software-based deduplication engine. But yes, we also support other deduplication appliances out there, if you have one. Will this offer any bare metal capabilities for physical servers? Once again, NAKIVO can already back up and recover Windows physical servers. In version 9.1, we also add Linux physical servers to be supported. Will the slide deck be made available to us? Yes, we will send you this slide deck because you requested it. And I'll most likely just send it to Anne, and she'll make it available to everyone. Okay, we don't have any more questions here. Oh, one more. Okay. I meant the similar bare metal restores. We might have to talk about this after the webinar. Right now, we have a physical to virtual type of restores, or physical to physical. We have this already in version 9. So you can recover your Windows server into a VMware VM, or you can recover a Windows server to be just a Windows server. So physical to physical and physical to virtual. All right, let's continue here. We will have another Q&A session at the end, so feel free to post your questions. I will respond to all of them at the end of this presentation. Reliability is important, and our clients always ask before they purchase, is your software reliable? Because they had some bad experiences with their previous backup software. They weren't able to recover their backups. They lost their backups, and they lost a lot of money with this. So we have multiple tools to make sure that your backups have been successful and that your repository is really intact. So the first tool is automated screenshot verification. So once this backup job is over, NAKIVO is able to start your VM from the backup and make sure that this VM is actually bootable. It takes about 45 seconds to a minute for this to happen, and this all happens at the background, so you don't see this, but you receive an email from NAKIVO with a screenshot of your booted server, booted server from the backup. That will verify that, yes, we have been able to start this server from the backup. It's fully bootable, so if you recover this server, it will be bootable as well. This is one of the ways to verify that the backup has been successful. We also provide encryption in flight and at the rest to protect your data in flight and at the backup repository level. Many times customers ask, what happens if I lose NAKIVO? I can lose my configurations. Do I have to redo everything? NAKIVO has self-backup. So you can back up the software itself with all of the configurations, and the backups can go into any backup repository that you have created. If you lose the software, you just reinstall the software in 2 minutes. It's really super easy and super fast to reinstall, and you recover all of the configuration from the self-backup. And you will not have to recreate jobs. You will not have to recreate the inventory. Everything will be preserved, even the history and the logs. Can I recover individual files? This was one of the questions posted here in the chat. So yes, this is very frequently asked question. And in our society, in our modern society, and the business needs that we currently have, it's important and vital for many companies to be able to recover files immediately, not just the entire server, because recovering a server always takes more time than recovering a file. This is why we have multiple granular recovery options. And the first one is the file level recovery. So take any VM backup and recover any file from it. It works very fast, and really you can recover the file locally, you can recover the file back to the source VM, you can recover a file and send it to a colleague of yours immediately. So this file level recovery can do anything with any files within your VMs. And then we have instant object recovery. So you can recover emails for Exchange servers, SQL objects, and Active Directory objects as well. This is important because recovering those databases will be more time consuming than just a single email or a single Active Directory user. We also have instant VM recovery called Flash VM Boot. Why Flash VM Boot? Because you can boot your VM in a flash very fast. So this allows you to boot any VM from the backup storage. No matter which storage you're using, you can still do the Flash VM Boot. It takes less than a minute. You will have your VM up and running, and you can use it, but it's going to be running from the backup storage. And finally, we have the Universal Object Recovery, a special feature built to recover any type of objects from any type of virtual machines. For our customers, it's important that we provide quality support. And if you go on such websites as Spiceworks or any other resource where customers leave their reviews or feedbacks, you will see that NAKIVO has 5-star ratings everywhere. We have more than 350 reviews on Spiceworks, almost all 5 stars, and many people praise our support because our support is really amazing. We provide 24/7 technical support. We even have a built-in chat in the software itself, so you don't have to go anywhere. You can open a chat in the NAKIVO software and chat with one of our support reps. And the customer satisfaction with support exceeds 97% because every time we close a ticket, we ask a customer to rate our support team. They give us always 5 stars. So we are very proud of this. We think we provide the best support out there on the market. And if you test our software, you'll be able to test the support as well. Now, of course, the pricing. This is the most important differentiator. I have mentioned so many features we provide, and it's a truly all-in-one backup product. So how much does it cost? Does it cost a fortune? No. This is the most affordable solution on the market for the level of features we provide. So we have 2 types of licenses. The first one is perpetual. It's a one-time payment. You pay only once, and you can own this perpetual license forever. So we have 5 main editions. The basic edition is $99 per socket. So again, it's a one-time payment. You don't have to pay monthly or annually. Basic edition has almost no features, but that's why it's called basic. It can do some basic things like backup and recovery. That's it. Then we have the Pro Essentials and Enterprise Essentials, perfect for small businesses that have up to 6 CPU sockets to protect. So usually 6 sockets is 3 ESXi hosts. So if you have more than 6 CPU sockets, you should look at the Pro Edition or the Enterprise. Enterprise Edition has all of the features included, and even our Enterprise Edition is still 3 times less expensive, at least 3 times, sometimes up to 10 times less expensive than the competition out there on the market. There is a support renewal fee if you want to stay current with the support and upgrades. This is not mandatory. You can avoid this. You don't have to pay for the support. It's 25% of the license cost. So for the Enterprise Edition, it's going to be about $150 per socket per year to stay current with the support. Then we have the subscription model. So you can also rent the license from NAKIVO. So this is fully rental model. It's yearly based, and you can see the price here. It's per machine per year, and machine is any VMware, Hyper-V, Nutanix, physical server, or AWS EC2 instance. We call all of those VMs, servers, we call them machines. So the price is very straightforward, as you can see here. So it's $18 per machine per year for the Pro Essentials, $26 for the Enterprise Essentials. Pro is $33 and Enterprise is $53 per machine per year. Some customers that have a lot of sockets but less machines, they prefer per machine license. Others usually prefer the perpetual. And the pricing is publicly available. So if you go to the nakivo.com, you will be able to see the pricing. You'll be able to see which features each edition has. You can click on any feature to read what it stands for, and each feature is accompanied with a video. So you can watch a video about each of the features listed there. All right, so we also have the trade-in promotion. You can switch to your current backup product to NAKIVO for $149 per socket. You will get the NAKIVO Pro Edition for this. Now let's take a look how much the Pro Edition costs. Is $399. So we give it to you for $149, which is over 65% discount. So the trade-in, not all the products qualify for the trade-in. So you will have to reach NAKIVO. You can just send an email to sales@nakivo.com and check if your software qualifies for the trade-in promo. We also have the try and buy promotion. If you go on the website right now, you can download the NAKIVO free trial, run just one backup job, and send us a quick feedback, and you will get $25 gift card for doing this. We also have a partner program because NAKIVO is channel oriented. We sell through channel only. So you can become a NAKIVO reseller and get some amazing discounts with NAKIVO. If you become a bronze partner, all you have to do is just run at least one backup job with NAKIVO and send us the proof that you have tried the software. You'll become approved as the partner immediately, and you will get 15% discount as the bronze reseller. If you reach $3,000 per quarter in net revenue to NAKIVO, 3,000 is nothing, it's really easy to reach. You'll have 20% discount. And if you sell for 25%, if you sell for 6,000 per quarter, you will have 25% as your basic discount. We also have other discounts, lots of promotions on the website. So you can really bump up your discount almost to 50% if you apply all other promotions we have. For example, the deal registration, it's additional 10% discount. If your deal is at least $2,000 inside, you will get extra 10% added to your discount. So we have more than 3,000 resellers active, and we are welcoming you to join our reseller family if we have any resellers, channel providers, or MSPs on the call. All resellers will get access to the NAKIVO partner portal, which has all kinds of resources like presentations like this. We have shorter versions for your clients. like 10-15 slides available as well. Okay, now it's a time for a quick demo, and after this we will have that Q&A session I was promising to you. So you still have time to post your questions in the question section of this GoToMeeting, and we'll get back to them. So let me go into the NAKIVO UI. All right, so what we have here is the login screen of NAKIVO, and as you can see, this is running off of a virtual machine. As I mentioned, you can run this on Windows, virtual appliance, Linux, anywhere. I believe this is a Windows version of the software, but they all look the same, identical, no matter where you run the software. Even if you run it on the QNAP, it will still look the same. I just have to enter my username and password here. Okay, so this is the interface by default. Of course, you will have no jobs whatsoever. I was using this environment at the VMworld showing the demos, so I have created some jobs here. I'm going to go into the configuration section here and click inventory. And at this point, I have to add a new vCenter or ESXi host. And you can just add some name, IP of your vCenter, username and password, and click add. It will add a vCenter with all of the hosts, clusters, etc. So let's go back to the home page. And from here, we can create backup, replication, backup copy jobs, etc. So click create, we have backup. You can backup VMware VMs, Amazon instances, Hyper-V VMs, physical servers, and Nutanix AHV VMs. Then we have replication, we have backup copy, which is archiving, and we have site recovery. So today I'm going to show you the backup, replication, and the site recovery features. So we go backup, we select backup job, and we start with choosing VMs that we need to protect. Pay attention to how easy to use NAKIVO is. The simplicity is at the top level. So first of all, we choose those two VMs. We can choose as many as we want. For this demo, I will just go with 2. Destination, we can specify the backup repository. As I mentioned, NAKIVO is storage agnostic, so you can use any backup repository that you currently have. Let's go with this one. Next. And we have a very powerful scheduler. So you can run your backups daily, and you can check the days of the week that you would like to run your backups on, or you can run them every several minutes, every several hours, or every several days. We can also specify the time window during which the backup will run. So we can start at 12 and end at 6, for example. And again, a cool thing about the scheduler is that you can have multiple schedulers per the same backup job. Why? Because many of the clients, they like to back up their VMs on different time at different days. For example, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we will back up every 4 hours from 12 to 6. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we will back up every 30 minutes. And you can have up to 6 schedulers per the same backup job, just to back up your VMs at different times on different days. We can make the scheduler effective from some date in the future. If you're going on vacation, you can have your backups to start on the 6th. So this is when they kick in for the first time. For the matter of this demo, we'll just run this backup on demand. We can keep up to 1,000 recovery points here. And we have the GFS retention. So grandfather, father, son retention. You can keep additional daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly recovery points. And finally, we have the final step. It's just some advanced options. So let's give this some name. Webcast, job, application aware mode. This is the ability to back up live applications. We use some special tools like the VMware tools and some NAKIVO techniques, plus the Microsoft VSS to be able to back up live applications like Exchange servers, Active Directory servers, etc. By default, NAKIVO will use the VMware change block tracking to enable the ability to transfer only changed blocks and allowing you to get only incremental backups. Then we have the compression and encryption, currently disabled. And I was telling you about this verification feature so that you can get a screenshot after each backup if you'd like to, which will prove that your backup was successful. This is not the only verification tool we use, by the way. NAKIVO has many other techniques which it uses by default to check whether your backup was successful. We use like 3 or 4 different methods to verify that the backup data is not corrupt. Some advanced features here, like truncation of logs in SQL and Exchange, running scripts, and bandwidth throttling, of course. You can throttle the bandwidth. You can specify how much of your bandwidth can each job utilize. This is very important if you have a very loaded environment with different tasks and operations. So finish, and we have our first backup job. It really takes a minute or even less to create this backup job. I was just taking my time with the explanation. So let's also do a replication job here. So replication, and we can select a VM, like this one, and choose the target host. Target is the place to which NAKIVO will replicate this virtual machine. So this one, we don't have any available data stores. Let's look for another one. Okay, here, and we can also select a VM folder. This is optional. We have specified the container, data store, and VM folder. We can enable network mapping so that when you spin up the new VMs, replica VMs, when you boot them up, they will be mapped to a new network. Keep it disabled for now. We have the re-IP as well, so that when you spin up the VMs, it will come up with a new IP address and not create any conflicts with your existing VMs. The scheduler is the same. Retention policy is also very similar to the backup, and this last step is the same. So webcast, replica, finish. So this has been the replication job, and now we can also do site recovery job. So site recovery orchestration allows you to create a very sophisticated workflow which NAKIVO will fulfill once you have a disaster. It will automatically fail over all of your VMs to the DR side and then fail them back once you have restored your source location. So let's start with a failover as our first step. So we pick VMs, we pick replica VMs to which we want to fail over. And at the same time, we will power off all the source VMs. By the way, most of the times, if you do a failover, your source VMs will be inaccessible anyway. So this is our first step. Then we can choose any other step here. So for example, I can send an email to my employees saying that, hey, you will not have access to this environment for 5 minutes because site recovery is underway. We can also run some scripts, any custom scripts on any VM or any server that you have. And with the scripts, the sky is the limit. You can put anything here. We can also check the condition of our source ESXi host or vCenter, just to check from time to time if it has come back to life. We can also run trigger jobs here. So if you have some jobs you would like to run during the site recovery, you can do this with the run jobs option. You just have to specify the job that you want to trigger. Many other things can be achieved. I'm just showing you here a simple example just for you to understand how this all works. So I'm going to use the wait option, and we can wait for 5 hours and then enable our failback job. So failback will replicate all the changes that have been made to the at the replica VMs, because you have been using the replica VMs and now you need to send those changes back to the source side because the source side has been restored. So this is the failback thing. This is what it does. It sends back all the data. And after the failback is over, it's going to power off the replica VMs completely because you don't need to use them anymore. You can go back to using your source VMs. So we have 3 steps. Next, network mapping can be enabled, RAP can be enabled. You can run the site recovery in the test mode as well, just to test if site recovery is working for you. So this is why we need the scheduler for the test mode. And finally, you can specify the recovery time objective. So how much time you would like to give NAKIVO to complete the site recovery, and you can experiment here to see if you meet your recovery time objectives. Finish, and we've got the site recovery job created. Here it is. So the NAKIVO user interface is very friendly. So we can see the job information here. We can see some job settings, and you can tweak them from this window. So click here, and I can change the scheduler for this job. If I go here, I can change the job options as well. I don't need to go inside the job to do this. This is all available from the main UI. We have the events section here, so everything that happens to your job will be logged in here. So if I choose a backup job, which is our Webcast, you'll also see the speed and the transfer data statistics. And I can take a look at what storage I'm using. So this is the FS01 storage. It has almost 450 gigabytes of free storage. And the deduplication and compression are both enabled. We will get some space savings data after we run some backup jobs into it, because it hasn't been occupied with the NAKIVO jobs yet. Usually the space savings you can achieve with NAKIVO is from 60 to 85%. This highly depends on the nature of the data that you're backing up. Some data can be squeezed more than another type of data. But again, our customers are usually very happy with the deduplication ratios they get. What else here I would like to show you is other tabs we have. So we have the calendar dashboard. If you go into the calendar, you'll be able to create your jobs from here. In my example, it looks a little messy because this is just a test environment, but many customers of ours, they use this view to create their jobs. So you can choose any time and create a backup job. This helps to avoid overlaps. You can always schedule your backup or replication jobs for different time slots if this is important to your environment. We have the activity tab, so you can kind of see the history of all of your activities. You can quickly stop your activities, you can restart them, remove them, etc. We have global search, so you can search for anything within the software like backups, replicas. This is very important for huge environments. We have customers that run thousands of backup jobs. They have thousands of VMs to protect. So this is very important for them to see. And of course, we are very proud that in NAKIVO you can access the online help center. This will lead you to the NAKIVO user guide and knowledge base. And you can also request support from here. Click request support, and you can send us your support bundle. NAKIVO will collect all the logs from the software. You can type in your problem here in this little window and send it to the NAKIVO team. This will open a ticket for you with logs attached, and NAKIVO team will be able to get back with you very quickly. You can also call our support team, but usually we'll still ask for this support bundle because it helps our engineers to verify and to read the logs. So, and you have the chat option available too. You can chat with both sales and support from this little window at the bottom here. Very helpful. You don't have to go anywhere to get help. As far as recovery options, I mentioned we have all of them. So if you Let's take a look here. If we go into we don't have any jobs yet that have finished, so I'm trying to find the backups that we can take a look at. So if I click recover, yeah, here it is. You can recover files, objects for exchange, like an email, SQL objects, Active Directory objects. Universal Object Recovery is built to basically recover any type of object from any VM. You can export backups as well, and you can do the flash VM boot with it, which is instant VM recovery. And the most basic feature is to recover full VM from the backup. From time to time, we all need this. We need to recover full VM from the actual backup. Okay, let's go back and take a look if we have any more questions. I would like to summarize that NAKIVO is a truly all-in-one solution. It can do backup, replication, granular recovery, and site recovery. It can run on a NAS to create all-in-one backup appliance. We support Synology, QNAP, Netgear, ASUS, WDNS, and others. It's very easy to use, as you have just seen, and the price is right, as they say it. Really, one of the most affordable solutions on the market. So I'm opening your Q&A box again to take a look if we have any more questions. What protection do you have against ransomware encrypting the backup targets? Question from Rich. Rich, we have a very large article on this of what we do to protect against ransomware. I'm going to send it to you personally. So you can read this. We use multiple techniques to protect against ransomware, and even many clients have chosen NAKIVO because of that, because we're able to not allow ransomware to get to your backups. Can you flash boot a VM at any point of time? Yes, you can do flash VM boot at any point of time, even if your backup is still running, because when you do a flash VM boot, you just pick a recovery point from which you want to flash boot this VM, and it's not going to affect your backup. So yes. Another question is recovery of in-use database files. For example, running progress RDBMS databases supported. As long as this is a virtual machine, if this is virtualized, this database, and it runs as the virtual machine, that yes, you'll be able to recover a file from this database using our universal object recovery. Is socket pricing just for the production VM host? Do you have to pay for the DR host sockets? No, you pay only for the production site. So only for the production ESXi host sockets. Is there an add-on or separate product to backup Office 365? Office 365 is the highest feature on the list for development. It's going to be available by the end of this year. We will support it. Also, guys, just to let you know that version 9.1 will have support of backup to tape, native support. Currently, we do disk to tape. In version 9.1, we'll have native tape support. And Office 365 is coming later this year. Will the search feature search within a file or just for file names? So the global search feature is just to search for the objects within the NAKIVO software, like jobs, backup repositories, anything like this. If you're talking about the search within the file recovery job, there is a separate search for this. When you open File Recovery Wizard, you will be able to search within the VM for the file that you want to recover. We're currently a Veeam customer. What are good reasons I would want to switch? Okay, good question. So I can give you several examples why customers switch from other products to NAKIVO, including Veeam. First of all, and I have already mentioned them, but it's better if I just repeat again. So first of all, we are able to run on any platform. As far as I know, your current product, it requires Windows only, and this server has to be very powerful as well. With NAKIVO, you can just install a virtual appliance, give it 2-core CPU and 4 GB of RAM, and you'll be happy. The software will be performing just great. So you will not have to maintain a powerful Windows server just to run the software. Second reason is site recovery. So with NAKIVO, you have site recovery included in the software. With your current product, you don't have this available. Also, your current products, they do job-based deduplication, while NAKIVO does global dedup. So you will save money not having to buy additional storage for your backups, because your backups will be much smaller with NAKIVO. Another reason I would say is the renewal and maintenance cost. And this is why many of our clients have switched from your current software to NAKIVO, because the renewal cost is very tiny in comparison to your current software. So this is just 4 reasons off the top of my head to switch. We have a comparison, technical comparison, and which I can send to you later. All right, let's see if we have any more questions. Does NAKIVO use VMware snapshots to take backups? Yes, we use VMware snapshots to take backups. We are looking to also implement storage snapshots from next year. Do you have an easy way to set up a sandbox where we can test VMs offline? I think you'd be able to use our Flash VM boot technology for the sandboxing purposes. This is one of the reasons we built this feature. So you can flash boot a VM from the backup, and it creates a sort of a sandbox environment. You don't have to attach this VM to any network, by the way, so it can stay outside of your network, and you can access this VM and you can do anything you want with it, and then you can kill this VM without affecting your backups or your production environment. So just use Flash VM boot for this purpose. Okay, we can wait for a couple of more seconds to see if any more questions will be coming. By the way, while we're waiting, I would like to remind that we'll be sending a $100 gift card, Amazon gift card, or to one of the attendees, which we'll randomly select after the webinar. And if you'd like to see a demo of NAKIVO separately, if you'd like to test the software, you can go on the website, nakivo.com, and just download the free trial. You can get a gift card for testing NAKIVO as well, $25. If you'd like more help, if you want more information, if you'd like to receive a comparison versus your current backup solution, please send us an email to sales@nakivo.com, and we will give you all the information you want. Most of it is available on the website. All right, I don't think we have any more questions. By the way, thanks everyone for great questions that you have posted today. Amazing. And thanks everyone for attending the webinar as well. It was a pleasure telling about NAKIVO to you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next webinar. Thanks a lot and have a great day.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Anton, for taking the time to speak to us today. One attendee from today's webcast will win a $100 Amazon gift card, and NAKIVO will email the winner directly from the webcast today, so keep an eye out. And as a reminder, you'll receive a follow-up email with the on-demand link from today's webcast. And to find out more about the VMworld webcast program, you can visit vMworld.com and check out the education page. And please make sure to complete the short online evaluation that will pop up as you exit the webcast, and let us know how you thought today's session went. And from all of us here at VMworld, thank you and have a great rest of your day.